The feminine beauty ideal is a specific set of beauty standards regarding traits that are ingrained in women throughout their lives, and from a young age to increase their perceived physical attractiveness. It is a phenomenon experienced by many women in the world, though the traits change over time and vary in country and culture. The prevailing beauty standard for women is heteronormative, but the extent to which it has influenced lesbian and bisexual women is debated. The feminine beauty ideal traits include, but are not limited to, female body shape, facial feature, skin tones, height, clothing style, hairstyle and body weight. In order to emulate said desirable traits, women have chosen to undergo facial and body-altering practices which range in severity. Some of these practices include plastic surgery, skin bleaching, foot binding, neck rings, hair removal, makeup, wig installations, teeth lacquering, tanning, corsetry, etc. With fairy tales, mass media, advertisements, fashion and beauty-centered dolls such as Barbie dolls playing a prominent role in women's lives. It adds to the pressure to conform to the feminine beauty ideal starting from a young age. Handling the pressure to conform to a certain definition of beautiful can have psychological effects on an individual, such as depression, eating disorders, body dysmorphia and low self-esteem that can start from an adolescent age and continue into adulthood. In Myanmar, Kayan Lawi girls from the age of about 5 years have metal rings put around their necks. Additional rings are added to the girl's neck every 2 years. This practice gradually deforms the clavicles and placement of the ribs through the weight of the rings to create the longer neck. These women eventually carry up to 24 rings around their necks. The older generation seems comfortable and proud of their beauty by wearing rings as tourism booms in eastern Myanmar. But young people face the dilemma of choosing between an ancient tradition or wearing the rings for commercial purposes. The practice of foot binding in China involved a girl's feet being bound at age 6 to create the ideal image of feet. The girl's feet were bound to become 1/3 the original size, which crippled the woman, but also gave her a very high social status and was much admired. After the revolution of 1911, this practice of foot binding was ended. The idea of what is considered the ideal of beauty for women varies across different cultural ideals and practices. The practice of skin whitening is common amongst women in South Asia, the Americas and Africa, while sun tanning, indoor tanning and self-tanning is common among white women in the Western world. In modern times, fitting the now widespread Eurocentric beauty standard confers greater privileges in many Southeast Asian and African societies. But the preference for light skin in Asia is actually not a result of European colonialism and has instead been a part of society since long before any contact. These beauty standards have also resulted in the creation of skin whitening and bleaching industries in Asian and some African countries. Discrimination based on skin color, also referred to as colorism, has been described by scholars as being conceptualized by deeming lighter skinned individuals as superior in terms of beauty and responsibility compared to their darker skinned counterparts. Favoritism based on colorism in terms of social and economic distributions of power was based on systems implemented during the colonization of Africa by European powers, which established Eurocentric beauty standards. However, the colonization of non-white countries by European migrants sometimes led to the establishment of reverse colorism, such as in the Dutch Indonesia, where Dutch white male colonists defined beauty standards that ranked mixed-race Southeast Asian women as more attractive than white women, on the basis of their darker skin and black hair color. Some studies using Caucasian male subjects from Western countries have identified a preference for women with darker skin, which indicates that there is no innate preference for lighter skin within the West. This has led some researchers to propose that Western culture may be unique in having a cultural preference for darker women. Some studies from Western countries have found that, among young women, those with a tanner skin color have higher self-perceived attractiveness. Research suggests that Japanese beauty ideals may be affected more by individuality than Korean or Chinese culture. Japanese people are more likely to incorporate anti-aesthetics, incompleteness, uncertainty, pluralism, and deconstruction of what is considered to be beautiful, which is against the normal Japanese beauty standard, which was based on aesthetics. This is allowing Japanese women to embrace their flaws that society used to turn against them and to instead use their features and embrace the uniqueness of one's moles, birthmarks, eye shape, teeth shape, and various facial elements. In the late 20th century, the emergence of the Ganguro and Gyaru subcultures was considered an act of rebellion and against the Japanese feminine beauty ideal. These trends were characterized by spray tans, dyed blonde or orange hair color, and brightly colored contact lenses. Women who adopted these fashion trends faced extreme social pressures from family members and punishment from school authorities, leading some to drop out of school and enter the labor force at a young age. The traditional female beauty ideal in Korea is for a woman to have a wide, large, moon-like face, with narrow eyes, and full, red lips. These are seen as the attributes of female fertility and motherhood within Korea. More recently, as Korean women's wealth and social empowerment have improved, they have increasingly sought cosmetic surgery to produce the opposite look, a narrower face and wider eyes. According to Deborah Gimlin, this trend suggests that Korean women are resisting the traditional ideal aesthetic by distancing themselves from the maternal body. As of 2018, Korea has the highest rate of cosmetic surgery per capita. Between 1990 and 2006, the number of surgeries specializing in plastic surgery in South Korea grew to the total rate of 8.9% per year, where the majority fraction undergoing these procedures were young people. A survey in 2004 showed that out of 1,565 female students attending college, 25.4% of them had undergone plastic surgery for double eyelids, 3.6% for nose, and 1% for jaw cheekbone. Polling from 2015 in South Korea indicates that as many as 30% of young women aged 19 to 29 may have undergone plastic surgery in South Korea. Due to the rise of idol culture, beauty aesthetics in South Korea have undergone drastic changes, where women relate beauty with professional success. In workplaces, women are expected to be physically attractive, headshots are required when submitting resumes to some companies, and the appearance of female applicants is often scrutinized, with professional skill and physical beauty idealized. Scholar and art critic Okakura Kaku's delivered in his Compilations of Lectures in 1905 that the considerable basis of beauty for modern Japan is to make a beautiful woman. She is to possess a body not much exceeding 5 feet in height, with comparatively fair skin and proportionally well-developed limbs, a head covered with long, thick, and jet black hair, an oval face with a straight nose, high and narrow, rather large eyes, with large deep brown pupils and thick eyelashes, a small mouth, hiding behind its red, but not thin lips, even rows of small white teeth, ears not altogether small, and long thick eyebrows forming 2 horizontal but slightly curved lines, with a space left between them and the eyes. A very high as well as a very low forehead being considered not attractive. The Ganguro trend started in the mid-1990s and reached its peak by the latter half of the decade. It purportedly became almost obsolete by 2000 when a bihaku, light skin, craze emerged among young women who wanted to imitate the look of their favorite popular singers, specifically Ayumi Hamasaki, who debuted at the time. The Ganguro trend faded out afterwards, although its influence can be observed in Yamanba and Manba styles. In Ganguro fashion, a deep tan is combined with hair dyed in shades of red to blonde, or a silver gray known as high bleached. Black ink is used as eyeliner and white concealer is used as lipstick and eyeshadow. False eyelashes, plastic facial gems, and pearl powder are often added to this. Platform shoes and brightly colored outfits complete the Ganguro look. Also typical of Ganguro fashion are tie-dyed sarongs, miniskirts, stickers on the face, and many bracelets, rings, and necklaces. Ganguro falls into the larger subculture of Gyaru from English gal, a slang term used for various groups of young women, usually referring to overly childish women. Researchers in the field of Japanese studies believe that ganguro is a form of revenge against traditional Japanese society due to resentment of neglect, isolation, and constraint of Japanese society. This is their attempt at individuality, self-expression, and freedom, in open defiance of school standards and regulations. Ganguro can be used to describe girls, or gals, with tan, lightened hair and some brand clothing. They can often be confused with onigyaru, big sister gal, and serbu, selb. Although onigyaru is usually associated with expensive gal brands and serbu focuses on expensive Western fashions. Fashion magazines like Egg and Ajaha have had a direct influence on the ganguro. The ganguro culture is often linked with para-para, a Japanese dance style. However, most para-para dancers are not ganguro, and most ganguro are not para-para dancers, though there are many who are ganguro or gal and dance para-para. One of the most famous early ganguro girls was known as Baritiri, nicknamed after the black soy sauce used to flavor yellowtail fish in teriyaki cooking. Egg made her a star by frequently featuring her in its pages during the height of the ganguro craze. After modeling and advertising for the Shibuya tanning salon, Blackie, social pressure and negative press convinced Baritiri to retire from the ganguro lifestyle. Yamanba, also sometimes shortened to just Manba, is a more extreme style that evolved from ganguro. Old school Yamanba featured deep tans and white lipstick, pastel eye makeup, tiny metallic or glittery adhesives below the eyes, brightly colored circle lenses, vibrant clothing, and incongruous accessories, such as Hawaiian leis. While Yamanba faded in popularity, it also started to become more extreme, with multicolored and usually synthetic hair. Manba in 2008 saw a darker tan, and no facial stickers. Hair was usually neon bright colors, with pink being a favorite. Wool emulating dreadlocks, extensions, and clips were worn to make the hair appear longer. Clothing remained the same, although leis were worn less frequently. The male equivalent is called a sentaugai. A pun on the name of a popular pedestrian shopping street near Shibuya Station in Tokyo called Sentergai. Ganguro practitioners say that the term derives from the phrase ganganguro or gangankuro, exceptionally dark. The word ganguro can be translated as burn black look, and dark tanning. The term Yamanba is derived from Yamayuba, the name of a mountain hag in Japanese folklore whom the fashion is thought to resemble. If you enjoyed this video and you would love to see more from us, please like and subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to comment your thoughts and share our video. Don't forget to check out our other videos too.